Right, this is where the bulletin gets very interactive. And Aisha is here and she's going to be taking us through. She's going to be moderating the interactivity essentially. Good evening.
Good evening to Israel. And you know, it's the best time, I mean, to watch television around this time.
Yep, you can connect.
You can connect because, you know, it's what you say. That's the final word. And you know how to join this conversation is on facebook.com/Joy News on TV. On Twitter is on Joy News on TV. Let's have a beautiful conversation. No harsh words. Now, revelations by the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, that $13.9 million is being spent on the construction of an official residence for the Vice President has raised lots of eyebrows. Now, Dr. Bawumia says such a huge amount could have been used to construct many boreholes, adding he actually suspects the contract may not have gone through the requisite tender process. What's your take on the situation?
Spending such amount is outrageous. That money could have been channeled in doing something else. That's my opinion. I think if we had invested that money in something else, it will help. Look at our health insurance policies. What that money can do would benefit lots of, I can say thousands of Ghanaians.
Well, honestly, to me, immediately I heard that news, I was like, wow, is that how our country is being built? Paying more than $13 million just to build a house. Why? Is it a five-star hotel that we're building? Like Bawumia said, is it a golden towers, golden door, whatever it is? Honestly, I can't just imagine we pay such amount for, just a building for vice president, while the entire nation can go out there and then borrow only $3 million. And I think the nation is going somewhere that we have to be careful. By the next 2-3 years, I don't know what our youth are going to do if there is a kind of building we want to put up in this country. So to me, it's so bad.
This government has said everything must be done by slowly. Because now Ghana, we have nothing. There's no money at the moment. So we need to ask why and how they did that.
To me, Dr. Bawumia is not somebody that who can lie just like that, because now he is the vice president of the country. And when he did this, and then later on we come to find that what he is saying is not true, is something that, is creating some kind of image into the MPP administration. You get it? So for me, unless we get to the root of it before we can know that who is saying the truth, because it's very hardly now the NDC administration, they are no more there. So who is saying the truth now?
I don't know if it's really true, but then if it is true, then I think it's an over-bloated estimate, and that it doesn't speak well of how our leaders are putting, the nation's tax revenue to use. So I personally don't think that if it is true, though, they have to do something about it. I don't think it speaks well of our leaders to estimate such a huge amount for just a residential project.
All right, so those are some comments from the streets, very deep. Let's check what you've been sending on our Facebook platform.
Right, so we have Richard Kweko from Pomans. The confusion in their minds are showing so early. They relied on such amounts they thought existed for all the phantom promises. Now the reality is here and the confusion is showing. Someone tell Dr. Bawumia the city is suffering. He must wake up and get to work. Kobe Ifriye says, if you think the amount is too much, then involve the appropriate government agency to probe the matter and prosecute if necessary. We've finished with the elections, and I'm expecting them factories and other promises, ayo. Artist Samuel says, Ghana is sick and needs some medication. We go out to borrow money, but we misuse the little we have. Prince Nuruddin says, posterity will judge the previous government led by John Mahama. Taxpayers' monies have been mismanaged and stolen. Francis Suter says, to me the amount is too much just to build a house for one person in this country, you ask.
Elisa Kamino says, Ghana, he will be the same person to ask for more when he goes into that position. Okay, when he goes into opposition, Menka Charles says God has actually saved Ghana by granting our prayers for change, more revelations in the pipeline. Napoleon Luchi says someone should tell the vice president that the campaign is over. He should get his facts well before coming with such untrue stories. Or is it because Mr. Safo Mafo has taken over his job? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about, Napoleon. Amako Rex Fodopari says, so is it that in Ghana we don't know what to use our money for, or what? All those thieves know, okay, that's a bit so harsh. No, all that they know is to go borrow and come squander it. Sandra Sintim says the amount is too much for building a house. It should rather be used to fix our problems in the country. Those are some of the comments on Facebook. Also, the heavy storm which struck Tuesday evening destroyed some homes, electric transformers, poles, as well as property in major parts of the country. So far, no death has been recorded, but the meteorological agency said they did not anticipate the nature of that storm last Tuesday. Question: did you expect that rainstorm? How do you normally prepare for the day, especially with indications of such a storm?
I wasn't expecting it. It took me by surprise. And actually, I blame Joy for not telling us. It's true. My radio is on Joy 24 hours. Every day it's on it. And I was surprised. I left the office very late yesterday. Normally, I don't leave the office around that time. But yesterday of all days, I left late. I got to ABC when it started raining. I was like, wow. Joy of all didn't tell us anything. When I got to Mile 7 Junction, the flood was so much.
I wasn't also expecting the rain, but it was the making of God, actually. We cannot predict as to whether it will rain or not. So in everything, we give thanks to God. Actually, I won't be happy about it because means of transport was very, how should I put it? Means of transport, there was no car. It was very difficult, and then we were all stranded by the roadside. So I think there should be we should be informed by the meteorologists, and then for us to be aware, and then how to make a means of transport possible.
Yesterday the rain came to me as a surprise. I wasn't expecting it at all. I was thinking that the weather forecast people could have alerted us, but I was at a cafe doing something, checking something. Then all of a sudden, just a little wind. Then all of a sudden, a windstorm. I was beaten so well yesterday in the rain, so I wasn't expecting it at all. I'm thinking the weather forecasters should do a better job. If their machines are not working, they should get them a new machine. We're in a new dispensation, a new government. We can't be experiencing this thing. It must stop.
But Israel, interestingly, the meteorological service says that they didn't anticipate the storm. So if
there's two stories coming out of that.
Okay.
First, we had one official of Meteo who said they didn't anticipate it, but the director has come out to debunk that and said they actually issued weather warnings. Latif had an interview with him, and he actually showed them weather warnings that had gone out. I suspect it just sends out that
the communication wasn't.
Yeah, probably it didn't go very far.
It didn't go far.
And so the lady blaming us for not putting anything, we didn't have it. If
we didn't have it,
we would have put it out.
We would have put it.
At least we'd have shared it on social media.
Definitely. So let's check what's on Facebook.
Right. So on Facebook, Godwin Fear Not says, God says His ways are not our ways, and His thoughts are not ours either. No matter what science tries to invent, it can never overcome the powers and will of God. Kwesi Watting says, as a country and as an individual, and as individuals, we should always be proactive rather than reactive. The weather is a natural pattern which is regulated by nature, so we need to prepare for it always. Prince Nuruddin says, it is always difficult to predict nature. I think the Ghana Meteorological Agency must be proactive from now onwards, and may God serve us all. Cobre Free says, of course, you didn't see it coming, and with your 1812 machines, my phone's weather app stands a better chance than the whole Ghana Meteo service put together. Amako Rekford says, no, I didn't expect the rain, so I can be alerted by watching Joy News Prime. The only way I could have prepared is by packing my things and leaving the house, because it had happened in the spiritual realm, so nothing could have been done about it. Okay, I'm lost. I'm lost.
Anthony Asari says they only see the rains coming only when it's in the rainy season. Kwame Ofori says you lack the necessary equipment by current things and stop using your convictions and those old equipment. Edem Komlan says your machines are dated 1809 and you want to use it to see 2017 rainstorm. Laughing out loud. Kafiba Daviba says, so where is the president at all? This couldn't happen in, oh, come on. This is a natural disaster. Oh, I mean, it's natural. So how does the president come in here?
Yeah.
But I think that it's come to the point where we should, as individuals, make use of that app, the weather app on our phones, that if you don't have it, you can download, and that can be alerting you rather than relying on the Meteo, because I think they failed us a few times.
Oh, I don't think we want to. Maybe Meteo, Ghana Meteo should develop a local app.
Maybe.
They can develop a local app so we can rely on that and get the warnings. But they also complain about not being as well equipped. I think they probably.
I think that has always been the complaint. I mean, it's about time we begin looking at that, because if we want to deal with floods and all of that, I think it's also part of it, because if you know it's happening, you know how to plan your day. Right. So finally, the Black Stars of Ghana will be playing their semi-final match against the indomitable Lions of Cameroon Thursday evening in the ongoing African Cup of Nations in Gabon. So what do you expect from the Black Stars? I know you've been disappointed a few times, but this time, what are your expectations and what are your predictions for tomorrow's match?
Okay, I'm expecting the Black Stars to do extremely wonderful, because I believe that from the passes as the matches they've played, they should have the experience and they know the technical know-how of how things are going to be. So I believe that during the times of training and all that, they should really put in much effort, because Cameroon is not, an easy team like that. So I believe that the Black Stars should really put in much effort to help them to, really win the match. I'm predicting 2-1.
I expect them to bring out their best and bring the cup home, the trophy. My prediction for tomorrow's match should be 2-1. Yeah, Ghana will score 2, then the other team will be 1 or 2-0. Ghana will take the lead.
Concerning the Black Stars, I believe Ghana will make it to the final. And I guess that we will meet Egypt. We will beat Cameroon. I'm sure by 2 goals or 3 goals to nothing. Cameroon, they are not so strong, but Ghana will make it to the final. And I think this is the year we'll really bring the cup. They'll bring the cup back to Ghana.
Yeah, I'm expecting a goal from them to qualify to the next stage, so that at least we can have a cup in our home. And also, I think 2-0 will be okay.
Some 3-4 years ago, when I was at that house, anytime it's time to play, especially the Black Stars, we go to town looking for, how do they call those things? Flags and all those things to put on. I was really interested in those things, but these days you don't even get to hear about them. Everywhere is quiet. They don't sell them by the roadsides again. Something is gone wrong somewhere, and they need to come back as those we knew previously.
Evans, Evans, Israel, your predictions.
Well, I'm quite indifferent. I'm just hoping that they win. They probably may win by just a goal.
Because of the 1-goal project. Let's see what you're saying.
1 goal.
1 match, 1 goal. Let's see what's on Facebook.
Prince Nuruddin says, let's keep praying for them to bring the trophy back to Ghana. I wish them all the best. My prediction is Ghana 1, Cameroon 0. Artist Samuel Obri says, it's a clear win tomorrow. The football propaganda experts like it or not, the Black Stars will perform. Kobe Fie says, well, I don't watch the Black Stars expecting a win. My heart is safer that way. Mate says, you have a back in prayers. Time no day. Black Stars for gold, nothing less. Richie says the GH Black Stars team are very dangerous at this stage of the competition and are likely to beat the Lions 3 goals to 1.
Okay, I think I want to believe that. Etonam Skycom Agnes Dagadu says they have to be energetic than ever to face them at all costs to win. Amako Rexford of Paris says the team must come home and stop insulting us nonsense. He's predicting Cameroon 3 Ghana. Oh, come on. I don't believe you. I don't even want to talk about this. Ghana first. B says Ghana will score 2-0 against Cameroon, inshallah. Regina Donko says just wish them the best. And Gideon Appiah says Ghana 1, Cameroon 0. Maxwell Ohineba Apriko says Ghana will win with penalties. Samuel Jandu says I pray win by a goal. Abdul Razak say no doubts about bringing the trophy back to Ghana. Godfred Kabin Lamenta says Ghana will go by the national chorus. Okay, and what's the national chorus? Israel, you have any idea?
I'm not sure.
But I think there's one thing that the Black Stars must take. This guy, is it Mboto or something? I've forgotten the name. He's warning that they shouldn't take Cameroon for granted, because if they take that attitude of complacency into the game, they may be taken by surprise.
Well, yeah, definitely.
By the Cameroon
I mean,
team.
they shouldn't at all. There are people who are suggesting Cameroon is having issues, you know, the bonus RAL and Bran and all that. And so
that shouldn't get into their head.
Into the game not very well prepared.
Confused or something. That shouldn't get into the Black Stars' head. They should be well prepared to face the indomitable
Lions.
All right, so